Hello everyone and welcome to the session. This is Ashima Shukla, your current affairs and banking awareness faculty on Entri platform. In this section, we are going to talk about the major news events that have happened in the past days. The discussion is going to be about all the major news events that have happened recently. And at the end of the session, I will also be talking about a few questions that can be framed from the news events that we are just about to discuss. So it's going to give you a brief overview about the type of questions that can be framed and the important updates of the news events as well. So let's start first with the discussion of the news events. And starting on that, the first news event is that during the financial year which ended in March 2022, all 12 public sector banks have reported a 51% fall in amount involved in frauds and scams, which is approximately 40,295.25 crore rupees compared to 81,921.54 crore rupees in the preceding financial year. So that shows that we have comparatively improved, or the banking sector has comparatively improved in this segment. Right, number of fraud cases didn't fall at the same speed. So from 21 to 22, a total of 7,940 frauds were there, whereas in financial year 21, incidents reported were 9,933. So not a substantial decrease in number, but in the amount of fraud that has been done, we can see a difference. Government e-marketplace and Seva has collaborated to enable the engagement of last mile connectivity to women-led enterprises as sellers. This MOU will pave the way for advocacy, outreach, mobilization and capacity building for women-led micro and small enterprises and women entrepreneurs. So as per the agreement, GEM will train Seva members to assist and empower women-led micro and small enterprises and self-help groups among the others. Paytm has extended the tenure of Vijay Shekhar Sharma ji for another 5 years. Apart from that, Madhur Deora has been appointed as the whole-time director of Paytm for a tenure of 5 years from May 20, 2022 to 19 of May 2027. Infosys has also reappointed Salil Parekh ji as the MD and CEO for a duration of another 5 years. Andhra Pradesh government has signed an MOU with World Economic Forum in 6 areas, including access to new technology, quality human resources for industries, sustainable products, worldwide distribution system for state-made products, and data sharing and value addition to products, etc. Davos is set to host World Economic Forum annual meeting again with the host of global leaders including from India. This meeting has been arranged due to the Ukraine crisis, the climate change and a host of other issues affecting the world. The meeting will be held from 22nd to 26th of May. Bombay Natural History Society has started an annual Flamingo monitoring exercise in which the Mumbai metropolitan region has recorded the highest number of greater flamingos in 2021-22 since the year 2018. The flamingo is a type of wading bird in the family Phoenicopteraceae. They are famous for their bright pink feathers, the stilt-like legs, and the S-shaped long neck. RBL Bank and Amazon Pay, they have collaborated to offer UPI payments. With the help of this, bank can offer peer-to-peer and peer-to-merchant transactions. Amazon Pay will be integrated with NPCI's allocated UPI ID with handle at RAPL to RBL Bank. Genius Energy Critical Innovative Private Limited has won Startup of the Year award, that is Amazon Sambhav Entrepreneurship Challenge 2022. This company has developed the technology of saving energy boilers by recycling steam. PhonePe is set to acquire two wealth tech platforms, Wealth Desk and Quant Capital Investment Advisors, for 70 to 80 million US dollars. WHO cleared China's CanSino Biologics coronavirus vaccine for emergency use. This was found to be about 92% effective against the severe COVID-19 patients and 64% effective in preventing the people from getting the symptoms of the disease as well. Rajasthan government has approved new guidelines for implementation of Indira Gandhi Sahari Yojana, Rozgar Yojana, to employ in urban areas on the lines of MG Narega. The state government will be spending 800 crore rupees per year on this ambitious scheme. IDBI Bank has entered into purchase agreement with Ageas Insurance International for 580 crore rupees. With this, Ageas will increase the stake in Indian insurance by 74%. As there is a huge crisis in Sri Lanka, India has supplied a large amount of humanitarian assistance consignment approximately worth 2 billion US dollar rupees, 2 billion rupees to tackle the situation. It has been approximately 3.5 billion US dollars in support has been provided to Sri Lanka from Government of India and other private and social organizations since January this year itself. Cash strapped $3 billion have been provided to Sri Lanka using currency swaps, credit lines for essential goods, and repayment of loans as well. Also, consignment of rice, milk powder, drugs, and other pharmaceutical supplies for emergency use have also been provided. Prime Minister Modi ji will attend the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue or Quad Dialogue on May 24 with the leaders of Japan, Australia and US to strengthen the bilateral ties and discuss the global issues. This meeting will be organized or held in Tokyo. And in this meeting, it is expected that apart from China issues, these leaders are going to be discussing about the Ukraine war, its economic impact, and the climate change crisis as well. Central government is planning to spend an additional 26 billion US dollars in 22-23 fiscal year to tackle the rising prices and controlling the multi-year high inflation that is ongoing. As per the recent data, retail inflation has rose to 8-year high in April, that is 7.79%, while the wholesale inflation has increased to 17-year high, that is 15.08%. RBI Governor Shaktikant Das has said that they are looking for rate hikes in the upcoming few meetings, and they will also come up with a new inflation rate. Both fiscal and monetary authorities are brainstorming to control the inflation, which has already stayed above the mandated target of central bank, which was in the range of 2 to 6%. As a part of that, RBI already hiked the repo rate by 40 basis points and is expected to increase the key lending rates again in June meeting. And there, along with repo rate, they have raised the cash reserve ratio by 50 points, that is about 4.5%, to observe the excess liquidity in the banking system. 15 World Forest Congress hosted by Food and Agriculture Organization was held in Seoul, South Korea, in which Seoul Declaration was signed and adopted by 141 countries. United Nations Population Fund and its partners launched the global campaign in 2003 to end fistula. It is a collaborative initiative to prevent fistula and restore health of those affected in the condition. The day was officially announced or recognized in the year 2012. Anthony Albanese became the new Prime Minister of Australia, replacing Scott Morrison. Swan Energy Limited has acquired 55% stake in petrochemicals and petroleum products manufacturer Veritas India for 172.52 crore rupees. This acquisition will help leverage Veritas to acquire gas for the second phase of expansion of the LNG complex. Maharashtra has signed an agreement with World Economic Forum's Global Plastic Action Partnership to fight plastic pollution. The pact was announced during the WEF meeting held recently. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change of Maharashtra will be working with GPAP to launch a National Plastic Action Partnership, and for the first time this partnership has been signed in India. Indian SARS-CoV-2 Genomics Consortium has confirmed the presence of Omicron subvariant BA4 and BA5 in India. Biotech researchers and startups named BioRrap is a single national portal for biological research and development activity launched by Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji. During this portal, biological startup can seek regulatory approval for their research. As of now, in India, there are 2,700 biotech startups and more than 2,500 biotech companies. APEC or Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation meeting held in Bangkok. The main objective of this meeting is to promote and expand the multilateral trade as well as drive economic growth and development. Union Minister of State for Electronics and IT Skill Development has announced that NASSCOM will launch a portal to promote the digitization of small and medium enterprises. This portal will help small and medium enterprises as well as startups together on one platform to encourage small and medium enterprises to adopt digitally and build capacity. Indian Navy and Bangladesh began a two-day coordinated patrol in northern Bay of Bengal to ensure maritime security. The two naval ships from India in the name of Kora and Sumedha have participated in the patrol. From Bangladesh side, two ships named BNS Ali Haider and BNS Abu Ubaida who have been involved. Paytm got approval to set up a joint venture general insurance company by the name Paytm General Insurance. They are ready to invest 950 crore rupees in the coming next 10 years. It's a subsidiary of Paytm and will offer many insurance products like private cars, two-wheelers, health insurance, property, liability insurance, etc. UEFA Europa League trophy won by German team Eintracht Frankfurt has defeated Scottish side Rangers in penalty shootout. This is their second time victory after 1980s. To boost exchange traded funds, and Securities Exchange Board of India has announced a change in the set of rules for passive funds. In lieu of debt ETFs and index funds, the market regulator SEBI capped group level exposure at 25%. The cap will not apply when it comes to investment in public sector entities. SEBI has determined that fund index there is at least 80% weight of corporate debt securities. A single insurer should not have more than 15% weight in index in respect to the AAA securities, and if it's AA securities then it should not be more than 12.5%. If it's a A security then no more than 10%. India's central bank RBI has set up a committee to review the efficacy, adequacy and quality of customer service in banks, NBFCs and other entities which are coming under it. The committee is of 6 members headed by the former RBI Deputy Governor V.P. Kanungoji, and the timeline which has been given to submit the report is 3 months from the date of the first meeting. During an ongoing Quad summit in Tokyo, India and US signed an investment incentive agreement that provides additional investment opportunities and will further help in countries' development. Earlier, this agreement has been signed between India and US in 1997, which includes the creation of Development Finance Cooperation. Now, these were the important news events. Let's have a look at a few questions that can be framed. The first is that according to RBI data, public sector banks have reported a dip in frauds by what percentage? By 51%. India has sent what amount of humanitarian assistance to Sri Lanka during the economic crisis? So during the economic crisis which is being faced by Sri Lanka, India has sent 2 billion US dollars. The fourth Quad Summit 2022 is going to be held in which of the following city? So it is going to be held in Tokyo in Japan. What will be the deficit target set up by the government for the fiscal year 2022-23? Now, for the fiscal year 22-23, the deficit target is at 6.4%. According to Seoul Declaration, the target for triple investment to be done by which of the following year? So, according to the Seoul Agreement, the target has to be achieved by 2030. Who has been elected as the new Prime Minister of Australia? So, Scott Morrison has been replaced by Anthony Albanese as the Prime Minister. With this, we'll be winding up this segment, and I hope this session has been helpful. We'll see you in the next video with more news events. Till then, have a good day ahead.